What's up all my Ewoks, triples, and droids? It's Anna, also known as That Star Wars Girl, and today I am doing my Q&A video for the month of March. Now, a lot of stuff happened this month. The world lost its mind. It got infected by the beer thing, which you're not allowed to say on YouTube, or they flag your videos in your channel. So I'm not going to say the word, but yeah, the world lost its mind because of that. I saw the most horrendous thing I have ever seen with Batman. Snowflake and Safespace got introduced to the world. Picard lost its absolute mind. And yeah, a lot of stuff happened in March. So as you all know, at the end of every month, I do a Q&A video to reflect on everything that happened this past month. So if you ever want to have your questions selected, the way to do that is to follow me on my Instagram. And on my Instagram, in my story, I post usually the last week of the month. I do questions, and then you can ask me a question there, and then I will pick the top 10 questions that I think are the most compelling or interesting or fun, and I choose the top 10 questions, and then I have them here in my video. So if you want your question to be included in this Q&A, that is the place to go. And the name for my Instagram is just That Star Wars Girl 77. If you forget, there will be it in the description of this video. So with that being said, let's get to the first question. If you could hang out with an actor from Star Wars for a day, who would it be? Well, for those of you that do not know, George Lucas was actually in Star Wars. He had a cameo in Revenge of the Sith, and he was the character of Baron Papanoida. He was in it, and as well as all of his children at the time were all in Star Wars in the prequels. So, if I got to choose from anyone that was in a Star Wars movie or an actor in a Star Wars movie, of course, hands down, it would be George Lucas. Question number 2. Have you thought about trying SoTor live? So I don't really know too much about SoTor. I know a lot of, my friends that have channels, they all play it online. I don't know really what it is. I haven't looked too much into it. That's just because I've been so caught up playing, Kotor, and now I just finished Kotor, and it's the first time I ever played it. So I'm going to play through it again as a Sith, because the first time I played through as a Jedi, and I missed a lot of the missions because of not talking to my companions as much. So coinciding with that, I'm also going to be playing Kotor 2, and I'm going to start streaming that this, month, next month, which technically starts tomorrow. So I am going to be doing that. So I'm going to be playing Kotor 1 and 2 at the same time. The first time through Kotor 2, I'm going to be playing as a Jedi, and then this is my second time playing through Kotor 1. It'll be my first time playing it on a PC, and I will be playing it as a Sith. So after that, maybe I'll try SoTor, but again, I don't really know too much about it. Yeah, so I hope that answers your question. Maybe in the future I will eventually get to it, because I am looking forward to getting through both Kotor again and Kotor 2. So trying a new video game, I'm totally down for it. As long as it's not first-person shooter type perspective, because I can't play those type of games. As long as it's not that, I am down to try new things. Question number 3. Have you watched the TV show The Boys? Yes, I have. I watched that show when it first came out. I watched it through twice, because I watched it first by myself, and then I was like, this is so good, so I made my boyfriend watch it with me, and we both really, really like it. I'm excited to see season 2. I hope it's not one of those shows like Game of Thrones where the first couple of seasons are so good, and then the writing just goes to shit later on. So I'm interested to see what's going on. Usually I do not like the deconstruction of the superhero. I hate it. Like Watchmen, I know I'm the only person in the world that hates it, but I passionately hate Watchmen. I cannot stand it. I, don't like somebody, if they wanted to torture me for information, they would make me watch Watchmen. So when I first heard about it, I kind of saw how all my friends were like, have you seen the show? Have you seen the show? And I was like, no, I haven't watched it. They're like, it's really, really good. It's the deconstruction of the superhero. I was like, I don't want to watch it. And then I was like, all right, everyone's talking about it, how good it is. So I was like, I'll try it. If I don't like it, I don't like it, but I'll try it. And I tried it and I was like, wow, this is actually real good. So I'm interested to see more of it. And I don't want to spoil it for me, so no, I have not read the comics. I probably will once the show is over, but again, I don't want to spoil anything for the show because I liked not knowing anything about it. Because, you know, typical superheroes usually, it's like, yeah, Superman. Yes, I know Superman. Yes, I know his villains. Yes, I have a good idea of what's going to happen. But with this, I had never heard of it and I had no idea. So it was really fun watching it and just, you know, being on the edge of my seat the entire time, like wondering what's going to happen. If you haven't watched it yet, I highly recommend it, especially if you're one of those people that doesn't like the deconstruction of the superhero, which is somebody like me. I really enjoyed it. So, take with it what you will. I liked it. If you didn't like it, that's fine too. But I enjoyed it and I highly recommend it. So yeah, yes, I watched it. Yes, I like it. That's my 2 cents on it. Question number 4. What era of Star Wars would you like to live in? This is a really, really hard question. So my favorite character has always been Darth Vader. Like I would love to be, you know, either, you know, prequel era or in, you know, the original series. Typically I would usually say the original series, but that's, you know, when I was a child, that's what I thought. But as an adult, now thinking back on it, you got to think about the situations at the time. It's like, okay, the prequels is like, all right, war is coming, shit's going to hell, there's all this political BS going on. I feel like that's kind of the way the world is right now. I don't want to live in that BS. The originals, they're currently at war with the evil, you know, galactic empire, and the rebels are trying to do this. A bunch of planets have been blown up, and it doesn't seem like the best time period to live in. And so now that I've played KOTOR, I really like that era a lot. I like the fact that there are a lot of Sith and there are a lot of Jedi because, you know, Bane hasn't come into the picture yet. He didn't make the rule of 2. Obviously, Order 66 didn't happen yet, so there's, you know, still a lot of Jedi. And I always like the idea of a gray Jedi and being able to, yes, you can use the, you know, you can learn the ways of the Jedi, you can learn the light side of the Force, but I am not a person, I'm not a stickler for rules. Unless it's like, you know, scientific rules, like, you know, gravity, like this kind of stuff cannot be broken type of stuff. And, you know, especially with art, the way lighting and stuff works, like those are rules you cannot break, even though I'm one of those people that every rule is meant to be broken. A lot like Captain Kirk, like, oh, the Kobayashi Maru, I don't believe in no-win scenarios type of thing. So I personally, I couldn't live as a Jedi. I could not follow those rules. You can't be in love. Psh, screw that. Can't have possessions. Hello. That would mean I couldn't even have Tulip. So there's no way in hell I could be a Jedi. And especially after seeing the character Julie living, you know, on the floors of Kashyyyk, I really like that idea because I could, if, you know, potentially in my mind, if I would be in the Star Wars universe, I would be a Force user and I would be a gray Jedi. And I feel like the KOTOR time period, even though, yes, there is some, you know, the stuff like the Mandalorian Wars, like the wars between the Jedi and the Sith, but I feel like that would be a really exciting time to live in, to see all that stuff going down. And you know, I would just kind of be a gray Jedi doing my own thing. But it's kind of like history, you know. I would love to go back in time and see how the pyramids were built. Go back, you know, to ancient Greece and actually see, you know, the ancient heroes of the past, like Odysseus, like Achilles, and like the Trojan War. I would love to go back in time and see that. The future, I don't know what's going to happen, so I don't know what I want to see in the future. But in the past, there's so much stuff going on that I would love to see. So if I could, knowing everything that I know, I would love to go back and live in the KOTOR time era, just because I feel like I could, you know, be a Force, you know, the Force user, a gray Jedi on my own, not have to, you know, live by the strict rules of the Sith or the Jedi, and not also have to, you know, worry too much about the Sith because they're off over there trying to fight their own wars. It's not like the rule of 2, well, they'll hunt you down if they sense you, using the dark side of the Force, and, you know, you either become the apprentice or you don't. So yeah, I would like to live in that time period. I know it was kind of a long answer, but this is something that you got to give a lot of thought to, because it's going to be the rest of your life, theoretically, and so I would like to live during that era. Question number 5. In what order should I watch Star Wars, Anna? Well, I am one of those sticklers. I believe you need to watch the original series first. So A New Hope, then Empire Strikes Back, then Return of the Jedi, and then you can go back and watch the prequels like The Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, Revenge of the Sith. Now, if you just want to do the movies, that's where I would stop. This new shit that's been coming out, that's Disney fan fiction, that does not exist, that is not Star Wars, don't ever watch it. If you want to expand a little bit further, I would recommend Spaceballs. That's a great Star Wars movie. But if you want to get into something like the TV shows and throw that into the mix of your watchings of Star Wars, again, go back through, go the original trilogy, then watch the prequels, but you watch Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, Episode 2, Attack of the Clones, and then you watch the Clone Wars animated movie, and then you watch the Clone Wars TV show, and then you watch Revenge of the Sith. Now, if you want to throw Rebels in there, you can, after, Revenge of the Sith, you can watch Rebels. But I mean, it's okay. It's okay. There's things about that I do not like. I think that they messed up Thrawn, and there's just, if you want to watch it after Revenge of the Sith, then watch the originals again. And then after that, if you want to, you can watch The Mandalorian. That is technically the correct order of watching it if you want to watch all of Ahsoka's arcs. And I'm not a fan of The Mandalorian outside of Baby Yoda. I think it has potential, but right now the writing is absolute shit because Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau, they are yes men. They know how to create. I feel like they're the ones that sit in the room. Here's this idea. Here's this idea. Here's this idea. But they don't know how to execute it properly. I think that they need to bring in somebody like Katie Lucas, who wrote some of the best episodes of the Clone Wars. And I think they need to have her come in and write the show for them, because they should, they're not the best writers. They are good at coming up with concepts and ideas, but when it comes to actual execution and writing, it's just not their forte. So bring her in. The show, it's only had 1 season. It has the potential to get better, but the writing was really bad. So if that's the order you want to watch it, to follow Ahsoka's arc, that's the way I would do it. But if you just want to do the movies only, originals, then prequels. So that to me is the correct order. That is the only order to watch them in. All right, next question. Question number 6. How old are you? I am 9. I am 9 years old. I can legally drink, but I am 9. And next year, I'm going to be 9. And the year after that, I'm going to be 9. And I'm probably going to be 9 years old for the rest of my life. And that is how old I am. Question number 7. How are you coping with the we're not allowed to talk about the beer thing? Well, I have my Naboo safety helmet, and I have my double-bladed lightsaber that belongs to Darth Maul. It's too big to put together, but I have my protective gear. And the thing about it is, though, in all seriousness, is I'm naturally a hermit, guys, and nothing in my life has really changed, except when I go to the grocery store, it's harder to find, well, it's impossible to find toilet paper, but I'm stocked up already, so I'm good. Good on toilet paper. The only way that it's really hindered my life is that I can't find Excedrin anywhere. I get very bad headaches because I had a brain injury about 5 years ago, and so the only thing that really takes, the pain away is when I, take Excedrin. And so it's impossible to find in any store. I can't find any Excedrin. But aside from that, I'm a hobbit and I'm a hermit. And I live in my little hobbit hole. I don't go anywhere because everyone I know lives 7 hours north of me. So, and Jesse lives an hour north of me. My other best friend Sav lives like an hour that way. And so it's like I never really went out anyways. I leave my house only to take Tulip to the puppy beach and to go grocery shopping. I used to be more active and outdoorsy, but that's usually only when I go on vacation just because I don't like people. And so the whole social distancing thing, that's my norm. The only person I see on a day-to-day basis is my boyfriend. And when I go out to grocery stores, I don't touch anything. I'm not like a child that rubs my hands all over everything, even though I am 9. But, and I don't touch people. I don't get close to people. Like, when people get close to me, I, like, take a few steps away from them because I don't like people, and I don't like it when strangers touch me. So all of these rules that are in place, I'm like, did people not wash their hands? Is that a thing that is new? Like, why do people have to be told to wash their hands now? That kind of blows my mind, and it makes me a little, like, grossed out, like I need to take a shower. But aside from finding bread, eggs, milk, and toilet paper, and, well, I had plenty of soap, so that was good. But aside from those things, and the grocery stores are looking kind of crazy, nothing in my life has really changed. But that's just because I was a hermit by myself anyway. Like, Obi-Wan Kenobi living in his little house in the nowhere on Tatooine, aside from the fact I'm not too fond of the desert. Like, that to me is like, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with living all by myself in the middle of nowhere because, I don't really do much. I stay in my little hobbit hole. So, it's fine for me. I know other people have it harder than me. But yeah, so I'm fine, but thank you for asking. Question number 8. Will you redesign more characters from Marvel, Star Wars, Star Trek, ... Yes! So, for those of you that do not know, a week or so ago, Marvel dropped this trailer for their new Warriors, and in that trailer, they introduced characters like Trailblazer, Snowflake, and Safespace. So now, as you can see, these do not look anything like superheroes. They do not even look like kids dressing up like superheroes. The designs are terrible. And I saw that, and as an artist, I'm a professional artist. I have a degree in this. I've been working as an artist, since before I graduated college. And if I turn this into my boss, they would probably ask me if there's something wrong going on, like did I fall over and hit my head too hard, because it doesn't even look good. The art isn't even good. Now, I'm not bashing on the artist, because when you work for another person and they tell you, I want this, this, and this, and it's like, all right, you just draw it for them, and they're like, yeah, okay, I like that, but take that away. So when you're not in charge of, you don't have creative control, I give, it's not the artist's fault in that aspect, unless the creative director told them, do whatever you want, and they turn that in, then it's like, all right, dude, you fucked up, that's a terrible design. But I don't think that was the case in here. But looking at this, I felt so compelled seeing this as an artist that I just wanted to fix it. And so I did a live stream. I tested it out because I didn't know if anyone was going to want to watch this. I didn't know if this was something that people would like, but I'm just like, I need to fix this. As an artist, I need to do this. This looks terrible. So I opened up Photoshop, I did a live stream, and I finally figured out how to do this type of live stream. And so you guys were able to watch me draw, and I was explaining why I was doing these things, how it's just little things that you can do to make a design better. It can always get better. And so that's what I was trying to accomplish. And people seem to really like it. And it made me so happy that people liked that type of live stream. So I'm really looking forward to doing it again. And like I said during those live streams, if you have seen a character or design that you think is just terrible and you want to see me fix it, email me. My email address is thatstarwarsgirl@gmail.com. Email, me the design, the pictures, hopefully like with the name or like wherever it's from, and I will fix it. I'm looking forward to doing this because I'm really happy that people like, like that type of live stream. I really have a lot of fun doing that. That art is my happy space. Obviously, I'm an artist. That's what I like to do. So it brought me so much joy that people like to watch that. If you guys want to go back and watch those streams where I fixed Snowflake and Safespace, they are up on my secondary channel, which is where I upload all of my live streams, because if I leave them up here, YouTube kills my channel. So if you want to go watch those live streams, they are on my secondary channel, which is just That Star Wars Girl Live, and you can find all of those live streams there along with a lot of others. But thank you so much for asking, and I'm really looking forward to doing more of these art streams because I have a lot of fun doing them, and I'm glad you guys enjoy them. Question number 9. Do you like the idea of Force Ghost Yoda meeting Baby Yoda? You get to Puppet Yoda, and then the Puppet Yoda get all blue, and then Baby Yoda, he gets out of his little crib thing, and then he walks to Big Yoda, and he's just like, oh, and then Big Yoda's like, oh, it would be so cute. Oh my God, I need it to happen. Question number 10. Hey Anna, can you tell us any more about your Vampirella cover or any other projects you are working on? So yes, for those of you that do not know, I am doing a Vampirella cover for Dynamite, and this is what the cover looks like. I finally finished it last week, and it was a very long process just because I'm very nervous about doing my very first Indiegogo, and it's a pretty big deal. I mean, I do this kind of stuff all the time for, work, but it's the first time where it's like my own, like I got complete creative freedom to do whatever I wanted, and I put a lot of emotions into this just because it is dedicated to my sister. And it was the first time where I'm really doing something that's just, completely my creative outlet, and presenting it to the community for what it is. And so it's pretty nerve-wracking, but this is what it looks like. I'm going to be doing an Indiegogo and working with Dynamite to get that set up right now. So it should be out within the next 2 weeks, which I'm really, really excited about. We've been talking about the tiers and everything that it's going to offer. So I am so excited to do it. I'm also nervous, but it's a good type of nervous. So yeah, and other projects that I'm working on are just other paintings. Like I'm working on my Qui-Gon painting right now. I hope to have that completely done within, the next week, because after I finish painting it, then I have to, put varnish on it and good stuff like that. So that's currently what I'm working on. As far as other projects I'm going to be working on in the future, I have more in the works, but it's very, very pre-production phases right now. So when I have more done is when I feel like I'm confident enough to start talking about it. But I'm really excited for what the future holds, and the sky is the limit. And right now I've been very depressed, and just to be out there blunt and honest about it, it hasn't been the easiest year. And with members of my family dying every few months, it seems. First it was my sister, then it was my cousin, and just a few days ago I lost my last grandfather. And losing 3 family members in less than a year, there's only a certain amount that I can handle without losing it, and I did. I lost it pretty hard around December, and I've just been really struggling with the idea of even getting out of bed in the morning. And there's some days where I don't, because it's just the little things that when you're not expecting to hit you and to make you sad, and it does. And so I'm trying to be optimistic and to get through every day, day by day, and it is hard. And you know, I can fake it and put a smile on my face, and then there's just some days where I can't. But the place and the thing that has always made me happy, and I'm always able to take a step back and just shut regular life off and go into my own little bubble in my own little world, and there's nothing bad there. And that's when I'm creating things. It's just like a light switch, you know, the light is on and then the light is off. I switch that light switch, normal life turns off, and I'm in this completely other world. So when I say the sky is the limit, I'm really serious about that. And I'm hoping that by focusing on creating things, it helps get me out of this depression. And I know that this is something that the pain is never going to go away. You know, the pain of losing a sibling, and then, you know, sitting in the hospital with my cousin and watching that happen, and then, you know, getting the phone call from my dad about my grandpa. It's just, it's, you know, there's that empty spot in my heart and in my life that it's never going to get full again, because they're gone and they're never coming back. But living each day, it's about relearning how to live each day without that, and how to cope with pain and heartache. And that's something that I'm still struggling with, but I'm hoping that going in this creative process and, you know, continuing to do that, it'll help. And yeah, I have to keep telling myself that, because what is the other alternative? And, you know, it's not good. It's not. And so I can't allow myself to, you know, stay in that. I have to do something about it, and I have to do something with my life. And if the only thing I do in the rest of my life is to try to, you know, immortalize my sister and my cousin and my grandfather and everyone that I've ever lost, then that's what I'm gonna do. Like for my sister's name was Ellen Rose. In my Vampirella cover, Vampirella is holding a rose because it's my sister. The reason why the shadow behind her is Vampirella is because it's, you know, it's the silhouette and the shadow of her, but in a way it's also my sister, because, you know, and then it goes into the rose, and that's it's in wrapping around Vampirella, it's, you know, my sister wrapping around, and that's her name. My name was Rose. And so it's just my way of trying to leave a legacy for her, and I'm gonna do that with my cousin and my grandfather as well. And I have to do that. I have to get through each day, because I don't ever want them to be forgotten. They were all amazing people, and I loved them all very much. So I know that's a little depressing, but I've been really depressed lately, and you know, I try not to go to that place, but sometimes it comes out. So I apologize for that. This was supposed to be kind of a more happy upbeat Q&A video, but sorry I got that way at the end. It's just the little things that kind of bring that out. But I hope that answered the question. And everyone, thank you so much for being here for this Q&A video for March. Like I said in the beginning of this video, if you want to ask me a question that could potentially be in these videos, follow me on Instagram, and when I post the questions, ask me a question there, and I go through all of them. I answer a majority of the ones that I know I'm not going to answer here on my story on Instagram, so you can see other questions that I answer there. But so yeah, everyone, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, that's okay too. Leave a comment, let me know what you thought. Also, if you are subscribed, make sure you are still subscribed. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. Make sure you click that little bell and make sure it's set to all. That way you get notifications when I do other videos and live streams. And until next time, everyone, may the force be with you, because we are really, really, really going to need it. Bye, everyone. What's up, everyone? It's Anna, also known as That Star Wars Girl, and I have an Etsy store, so if you've ever wanted to own a print of my artwork, this is the place to go. As you can see, I have a lot of recognizable characters, from horror films to heroes to Star Wars characters. Some of the notable characters I have on here are Darth Vader, which I did a couple live streams painting, so you can own a print of this painting. I also have Luke Skywalker, the binary sunset version, one of my favorite favorite scenes in the original New Hope movie. I have Darth Maul, which Ray Parks himself actually complimented me on Instagram. And then last but certainly not least, Ahsoka Tano. So if you want to own any of these prints, go right on over to my Etsy store. Again, that's The Art of Anna, That Star Wars Girl, or TSWG for short. Thank you everyone and have a great rest of your day. What's up everyone? I have a P.O. box, so if you want to send me some mail, go ahead and send it to Anna, That Star Wars Girl, or TSWG for short, at P.O. Box number 28171, Santa Ana, California, 927998171. Have a great day everyone. Thank you so much.